Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Everywhere you look today, winds are out of the east or northeast and breezy as well for this time of day when you should have pretty much calm winds or maybe 1, 2, 3 mile an hour winds. Now we've got some 7, 10, 11 mile an hour winds, 15 mile an hour winds right along the coastline. This is a hint of what's to come over the course of the day. Winds will be breezy today, coming in at about 20 a little later on this afternoon, and that will continue on for several days. That east wind kicking up some showers over on the other coast and trying to transport them back in this direction, but they generally kind of fizzle out as they head into the center of the state. I think a little bit later on today we might see a few of those showers make it into Hardee, DeSoto County with a little more daytime heating. But particularly the east wind will keep our sea breeze pretty close to the coastline, and as showers and thunderstorms build, that'll be a focal point for them today, a little bit closer to the coastline. Across the region, you can see the heavier rain falling over on the other coast where they've had some really tremendous rains already this weekend. They've had 10-inch rainfalls in some parts of southern Florida, and so the last thing they need is a little more rainfall, but looks like that's what they're going to see today. Area of low pressure lifts off with a cold front through parts of the northern Great Lakes, or excuse me, western Great Lakes, producing some rain showers here from Minneapolis, St. Paul, back in through Detroit, stretching down into the open plains. That cold front will gradually be working its way toward the east. We have a big ridge of high pressure, sprawling high pressure, through the northeast, down through the mid-Atlantic, back into the deep south. That's kind of tightening up the gradient right along a stalled frontal boundary in the process of decay, and these fast-moving showers continue along that long fetch of easterly winds. So several days of strong winds, and in fact the small craft advisory will be issued later today, and that'll stay in place through Thursday. Fast-moving showers, so the total amount of rainfall that any one place may get might not be all that great because of that fast-moving scenario with those rain showers. And then we'll look for a little less rainfall as we head into midweek. The reason is there's some drier air back to the north and to the east, and that will gradually try to work its way in here for a couple of days. And then eventually some southern moisture will start to lift northward and replace that dry air, upping our rain chances once again by the time we get to the weekend. Total rainfall amounts over the next several days are going to be impressive down in the southern tip of the state. Again, you're looking at probably an additional 4 inches or so of rainfall down to the south. The water vapor imagery shows that dry air to the north, but also a little swirl down by the Caribbean, which we'll have to watch as we head into next week. Some indications are we could see some development down there. East wind comes in at about 20 knots today, making for a very uncomfortable boating day, let's say. Choppy on bay and inland waters with 2 to 4 foot seas. And the official Suncoast forecast has a slightly drier forecast midweek, followed by more rainfall for the weekend. Back to you, Ray.